This is how you create an Upwork account. You start by searching Upwork create an account, and you should click on create an account. Then you should click I am a freelancer looking for work. Then apply as a freelancer. Then you can fill in your details here, your first name, your last name. Remember, if your ID has 3 names, you should pick the first and the last, not the first and the middle. So if you are James Bogonko Mwangi, you should do James Mwangi, not James Bogonko. And then your email, and then you set your password. For the country, they pick your country. So based on where you are, please do not use a VPN when you're creating your account, because it will not be approved. Alternatively, you can continue with your Google account, which I highly recommend, because it will save you the struggle of having to remember. After that, you will click on create my account, and you should now be taken to this page, and you click on get started. So you are a brand new freelancer, so you click I am brand new to this. Then next, you will click that you want to earn this as your main income. Even if you want to get here as part-time, just click on this one for some reasons, like you want it to be optimized. Then you'd like to find opportunities yourself. Then I highly recommend that you fill out manually. Do not import from LinkedIn. Do not upload your resume. Fill out manually. Then you will start a new profile. So here, depending on what you're doing, say if you're a virtual assistant, you will put virtual assistant. You're a graphic designer, you put on graphic designer. So for the sake of this one, let's put virtual assistant. This is the title of what you want to go do there. If you're not so sure, virtual assistant is always safe, and the beauty is that you can always come back and change. Okay, make sure you check your grammar. Adding your experience here, it doesn't matter if you have worked or not. If you haven't worked before, you can put anything random like sales rep, sales / customer rep, which will be okay. And then the company here, you can just create a company in your head, no one will go verifying, or you can put the company you have worked for. Say, for example, you haven't worked before, you can even create something like jewels wholesalers. This doesn't exist. I created it myself, but no one will come verifying. Then you will go on and click the dates, where you can select randomly. You can say you worked at this from April 2020 to February 2023 or 2022. The description is optional, but if you have worked before and you want to describe what you are doing, you should go on and describe. That is how it will appear. Then you add your education. Now, the tricky bit about education is that not all the Kenyan schools have been listed here. So if your school is not listed, like you realize most of the like NABS, ZTechno, those ones are not listed, but the common universities are listed. So you can choose any, like Kenyatta University, Nairobi, even most of the private universities have been listed. So you can choose any university. Again, no one will go cross-checking for like verifying. Then the degree, it's optional. You can put whatever you studied and put on the description, but the most important thing here is putting the name of the school. But it's always safe that you go on and add other details. But if you didn't attend, like you're just looking to add the name, you can add the name and leave everything else blank and save. Then languages, English is what you are putting, and then you can add it as fluent or native depending on how confident you are. Remember, native is like an advanced. If you can do the American accent, that's when, or British accent, that's when you add a native. But if you speak like the way I'm speaking, it's safe you do fluent. Another language you need to add here, it's Swahili, if you can do Swahili. and then here you can be safe if you added yourself as a native. Add all the languages that you can add. If you can do Kikuyu is included as a local Kenyan language, so you can go on and add it, and then check if your local language is there. If you can do others like French, Spanish, you can go on and add them. German. Then your skills. So your skills, you're allowed to add up to 15 skills. At this point, to save your time, you can actually search skills for a virtual assistant on Upwork, so that you can know what to fill in skills for a virtual assistant on Upwork. If you're a graphic designer, you can replace that with a graphic designer. Okay, skills for a virtual assistant on Upwork, and you can check. Okay, you can check here, and you can go and select up to 15. Choose the skills that you feel comfortable. Okay, so like here you can see travel planning project. They have added, you can open this and select the 15 you feel comfortable with. If it's something to do with whatever you're doing, if it's an accounting, you can also search for skills for an accountant on Upwork, and it will give you. So for this, just to fill, we can fill up to 3 here. So we can see lead, we can say lead generation. So the moment you start typing, it will prompt for you. So you just click, of course, virtual assistants, then admin, administrative. You can also add calendar, and add as many as 15. Okay, then an overview. With overview, I always advise you to use ChatGPT, and you can, on ChatGPT, you can tell ChatGPT, write for me a profile overview for write for me an Upwork profile overview. Remember to be specific about Upwork for a virtual assistant. Actually, you can even say for an admin virtual assistant, because virtual assistant is broad. For an admin virtual assistant. So whatever you get, the results you get, you just copy paste them here. Then you're supposed to enter up to 100 characters. So for the sake of this one, I'll just allow me to do this because, okay, then from now the services here, you will scroll in these categories and select everything that you can do. Always make sure under admin support, click everything, then scroll down, carefully check you're not in a rush, and check everything that you can do under each of these categories, and then you go to your rating. For starters, I always suggest that you start at $5. $5 is safe. Then you're supposed to add your profile, your photo here. So take a photo and add it, check the size. I advise you to take a photo with your back camera because that one will not be, the pixels will be accommodated. Then put your date of birth, the date of birth that is on your ID, your country, and everything else. The street address shouldn't worry you. If you're in Nairobi, you can put any Nairobi roads, Moi Avenue, Mombasa Road, the city you are in. Everything else is optional. The only things that you must put is the street address and the city, and then use the phone number. And if you intend to be paid with M-Pesa, I advise that you use that number that has your name. Like if you obtained your M-Pesa with your mom's, don't use that. Make sure that the number you're using for M-Pesa for you that you intend to receive payment with is the number that has your name. If you do not, please make sure you have a number registered under your name, because by this time you have an ID. So in case you get stuck, my number is 0113-113-764. You can check it on my profile. You can always get to me with any questions. Thank you so much. Then after you have done that, you click on review your profile, and after that you submit your profile, and that is all you need to do to open an Upwork profile.